Good afternoon, all of you. Thank you for joining in for our 9th sessions, which is on talent management. We conduct this training for the members who are looking forward to start his own practice, and also to improve and upgrade the knowledge of existing practitioners. We have successfully conducted these sessions, these 9 sessions. So we have a very good speaker who's going to talk to us about the talent management, which is very important and timely topic. We see a lot of talents, retention has been a key, and attracting the right talent also a key. And with this current crisis, we see the talents leaving us as well, and to go overseas and so on. So if you look at it as a practitioner, so we as a practitioner, whether you're on a larger, smaller or medium practice, but you as a practitioner and as a supervisory member, you have a great role to play on the talent management. Because most of our staff join as a first job, or they actually join as a graduate. So maybe they've done 1 or 2 years for another firm. But end of the day, most of our staff are basically joining us for exposure, knowledge, and to look for better career prospects and be a professional and important citizen of this country. So in that journey, I believe the supervisory member has a responsibility to attract the talent and also train them, provide the right exposure, and then again, right exposure and experience, so then they can be better professional for tomorrow. And then in that journey, I think if you look at talent management, there are 4 sections. One is that basically attract the right talent, and then develop the employees who do very well. And also basically third one is to motivate the staff to perform better. The third is basically retention of top performers. So all of these areas have different aspect to cover, so that I think we will listen to the speaker today. So who is going to talk to us on the talent management. Let me now introduce the speaker. This is Gerard Dias. We all know about him. He's a partner. He's a partner in the BDO Audit and Assurance Division of BDO and BDO Sri Lanka and Maldives. He also serves as the head of training at BDO. And he's a very important member in the institute. So he have taken part in many committees, and he's presently serving as alternate chairman of chapter establishment and engagement committee, and also member of a number of committees in the institute. He have served also in other committees as well in the past, like student training and development committee, audit faculty, financial reporting, standards implementation committee as well. And he has over 18 years experience in audit, and he has worked at Ernst & Young Sri Lanka for about 10 years. And also he have worked in the 10 year during the 10-year period. He has worked in Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Guam, and Sri Lanka. So after leaving EVA, he has joined BDO and BDO Fiji and continued for 2 years. And in 2017, he has joined with BDO, and since then he has been an important part of BDO partners in Sri Lanka. So so we like to hear from him and on the talent management, why is important, how to retain and how to attract the right talent, how to retain them, how to motivate them, and so how to produce the best professionals to our society, our accounting profession. So let me now invite Gerard Dias to speak to us on talent management. Gerard, over to you.
Thank you, Chamber, for that nice introduction, and also CA Sri Lanka and the Member Relations Committee for taking me for this timely session. In fact, we have scheduled this session few months ago, and somewhere March, I was told that I will take up this session, and we never thought that we are going to take this session in month of June under a serious crisis situation where the talent management or having the right talent on your firm or your organization, or it's kind of a challenge. However, it's me always believe the challenges or the crises are always opportunities. So in my words, I believe the 2020 and 2021 was the good time. The coronavirus or the pandemic has created more rooms for people to look at opportunities around, and continuing with the same attitude, this crisis is the right time. So I would like you to have that very valid, positive thought in your mind as a good start for this session, because I do see, and most of the senior members of myself will agree with me, always challenges or crises come with opportunities. That's your time if you like to be a very smart person. So today's session, the intention is to share our experience and give you some practical insights. So in that journey, I don't think it's not about a slideshow presentation, or it's not about sharing certain theories or what others have said and what not, but to give you kind of insight, strategies, and ideas to overcome this particular challenge or the area. With my best interest, I try to come up with certain things to openly share with you certain ideas that you can bring into your new practice or the ongoing practice, which even I have not tried because of it is not kind of a requirement maybe for me, the certain things, but definitely a kind of a requirement for you when you're running your SMP. So those are good things. So before I forget, if you really want to discuss further about the matters or the insights or the contents I shared, more than happy to discuss with you, because the intention of this program from CA Sri Lanka is to ensure our SMPs will be in good hand and that we are supporting, because at the end of the day, when it's come to accounting profession of Sri Lanka, our SMP are the core for us, because they represent the local professional accountancy profession. It's always good to know the real problem before we go for solutions and that can-do attitude. Without knowing problems, we can't find solutions. So some 6-7 years ago, when I was in Fiji, when I was reading this particular subject, the two things I have seen, one was like people leaving their accounting firm because of bad managers. So I have read a few surveys, and what they said, the people leave because of bad manager. So that's kind of a start triggering point for me to understand, to realize that future we will have a concern on talent management. And then I think you all agree, some 5-6 years ago, we have been discussing about attracting and retaining the right talent. In fact, in my CV's cover letter, when I came back to Sri Lanka, I have categorically highlighted this particular element to say, look here, I am such a person that you're going to acquire me as the right talent. So because I knew that's the kind of need or the kind of expectation from the practitioner's point of view. They wanted to have the right talent and acquire right talent and retain. Then somewhere late 2020, I think, and 2021, 2022 even to some extent, we have gone through the major shift in our life with the pandemic, where we start talking about the new normal and working from home, or the virtual working environment, where that creates to some extent certain flexibilities and ways of and means of doing things, but from the other side, kind of a disengagement, because it's a virtual environment. When you work, you will not physically see each other, you won't share your feelings and whatnot. So that kind of another negative effect because of the pandemic. And then I think you heard post-pandemic effect came, so-called great resignation came into the discussion globally, including Sri Lanka. If you have seen the date here, this is 24th May 2022. That means a month ago, they say survey shows great resignation not over. So the great resignation at the moment happening while we are in this session, and having all these global trends there, unfortunately, last 2-3 months, we have experienced and we have seen the great or a bad, severe crisis coming to Sri Lanka, which will continue for a reasonable period, as we all know. So that impacted the retaining of Sri Lankan talents in Sri Lanka, and they are trying to migrate or they are trying to look for foreign employed. So this is the challenge that we are looking at or we are experiencing. So at this point in time, the talent management is a kind of a very critical or very tough challenge. However, as I told you, 2004, Sri Lanka has gone through a major disaster, the tsunami, and we were able to recover. And 30 years of war has created so much troubles or so much challenges in our lives, but we managed to go through it and conquer it. So I truly believe, and many others who busy with moving forward believes, this crisis is another kind of event which we have to go through, having open mind and putting our strategies, actions to forward with a positive mindset. So having said that, as Chamar also explained, there are 3 challenges we have when it's come to talent management. One is to acquire the right challenge. Second is to retain that right talent. And third is to upgrade or upskill that talent that we may call as training and providing additional knowledge. So all 3 are kind of challenge, unlike, especially for SMPs, because of the limited resources and expertise that are available around the practice. This will be a challenge, and we know that unlike those days, every day things are getting changed. I mean, every aspect, whether it's accounting standard, whether it's income tax, whether it's any other regulations, whether it's a macroeconomic environment, the reporting per se, so many things, and the technology coming in, so many things happening. So the level of knowledge expected, the level of competence expected from the staff or employees or the practitioners is massive, because your clients are expecting that and the others expecting from you. And most importantly, your continuation depends on your knowledge and investing that knowledge for right purpose, because we all know that being practitioners, we sell our hours, productive hours, right? So they are having the right talent, and keeping that talent and upgrading talent would be a real challenge. I thought, rather going through and explain how things happen in, say, top 10 firms or international firms, but the purpose should be to give you some practical insights that you can implement. So my next 3-4 slides, so the next 20 to 30 minutes discussions, I would like to share with you certain strategies, actions, or tools that you may utilize to make sure you will have a good environment for talent management. Don't forget that the Sri Lanka has produced very good accountants who are coming from SMPs, who start from SMPs. It doesn't mean how is your organization size is, what the ranking your organization or SMP. We must always believe that there are good, talented people in your organization, or there are talented people who like to join with you and work with you if you come with the right strategies and actions, right? The scarce resources or limitation of expertise can be well handled if you do have that smart mindset to come up with certain ways and means, rather getting stick to this traditional way of running your practice, right? So I must emphasize the fact that yes, we do have our own cultures within our SMPs, and we have our senior professionals who are running practices for many years and who come with so much of experience. And also we have a new generation, or a generation who thinks differently. So there must be a right mix of those two to come to a kind of a level that you manage your talent for the development of your firm. So that's where the being leaders, you being leaders, you may have to go a few miles towards the new talents, leaving your certain cultural differences, so the way you have been conducting your business to be smart, because certain alignment itself will bring you good results. So with that, I'm trying to discuss few strategies and actions that you can think of managing these three areas of the challenges. So if I may discuss about acquisition of right talent. Yes, there is a question about acquisition of right talent. Let's say you may advertise to recruit talents or the new employees or not staff for your organization. You may get some, let's say 10 CVs. Then out of that, you may scan through CVs and you may look and say, look, okay, 6 CVs are good and I will go for an interview. And out of 6, maybe 5 will confirm that they will come for the interview. And the interview date, you will see only 3 appears. And out of these 3, you might experience only 1 is up to the standard. And you may get that person, no, you may not get that person, because he or she might have secured another opportunity also while interviewing by yourself. So it's a serious challenge, true, agree, but rather looking for the challenge and say, look here, the market is such that we can't take any staff. We need to look for ways and means. So what are the ways and means? You know, we all are members of CA Sri Lanka. The first and foremost place of support is CA Sri Lanka. So first thing, you can approach CA Sri Lanka and ask for support. My understanding, CA Sri Lanka has already initiative to advertise or for to recruit staff for or the trainees for accounting firm. So that's a kind of available opportunity. That's a traditional opportunity. What I mean by traditional, it is already there, right? Then you may go look for other professional institutions. You may reach like say maybe ACCA, maybe CMA, maybe CIMA, maybe AAT, and you go and rather just advertising, maybe you go and discuss with the officials there, and you may get a kind of an opportunity to address the students there and explain about your practice and about your strategies and about what you do, and give kind of insights for them to feel how you do, and maybe you will take your best trainees or associates there for them to talk, because when the students see that some young members are young students, young trainees are talking, then they will get a real feel how you're doing. Apart from that, of course, you know that most of the university students are doing chartered accountancy, so they need to get into what you call auditing practice or a training. There you can arrange, you can agree with certain career fairs with universities and take your time and do it. And also to go to schools, because now there's a serious trend that just after A-level, students are looking for audit training firms to get into training. These all are there to some extent, you may say, yes, that's true. But my focal point is how you get the maximum benefit of utilizing those avenues. It's not you go and have your traditional talk and say we are doing auditing and whatnot, but bring some insight or bring some essence for the new generation to feel that your environment, your culture is a bit different, which they feel that they want to come and try out. And the area which I have not discussed, I'm not quite sure to what extent you do, but this is a kind of a idea which I like to share. I think it's always good to have the collaboration with when you have the collaboration with other institutions. It's good to have the collaboration with other SMPs. So while you're running your practice, you know that there are certain other practitioners who are running the same business. So why not you give a thought to have a collaboration with those SMPs and collectively put some effort to recruit some good staff, collectively do the effort and recruit some staff for all the practitioners who are involving with that effort. Why? This collective effort will bring you more results. When you have collective effort, then you bring different disciplines, different personalities, and new ideas for the recruitment effort. There, the chance of you getting success is more, rather you try by yourself. So collaboration is it's a requirement looking at the crisis and the challenges, so that you give a thought. And then to come up with innovative products and service offerings. Any audit firm, how the outsiders look at, okay, audit firm is that they are doing auditing and do some tax and bookkeeping, maybe a little bit of advisory. But sorry, but if you can relook at your product offerings and arrange the product offering in such a way which are kind of attractive, which are kind of differentiate from other practitioners, that will give you extra mileage. So you can create certain advisory services. It could be agreed upon procedures, it could be compilation, it could be certain due diligence, but or tax advisory. But I'm trying to say, when you have separate products with different features which are attractive, rather you have, let's say, okay, we have our tax practice, you come and join, then the attitude of the trainees, the attitude is, okay, what they do is they will take us and then we have to do the tax computation and file the tax return. So that's the traditional approach of the traditional product. But if you can separate and say, look here, apart from compilation of tax return, we have a separate arm or separate product, which we look only for expertise who can provide tax advisory on transfer pricing or tax advisory on business restructuring, kind of specialized piece of products. Then there may be a possibility that people will have a different eye or attention for your practice. And nowadays, the other one is kind of getting popular. These foreign clients, like at the end of the day, like people try to look for foreign jobs. But why they look for foreign jobs? One, they feel that they will find a better life and good finance, good money, right? But if you can come up with certain ways and means through your networks, right, to find some good few foreign clients and to have a separate arm maybe to say foreign client service department or a separate company under your practice which cater only the foreign clients, and then to advertise such a way when a person read it, he will feel that he will be better compensated, and the knowledge or the experience that he getting is different, and it's just what you call, they will not physically seen there, but also the opportunity of traveling, because when you have foreign clients, there's a possibility that the potential employees will get opportunity to travel. So these are possibilities when you have a good network. That's what important. When you have a good network and when you stay connected with your network, sometime your foreign networks will come and say, look here, can you do this particular assignment? Are you handling this type of assignments? Then when you do 2-3 assignments, then you have some credentials in your database. Then you can market those credentials and attract more foreign clients. And over the period, you will, when you find some 10-12 fixed foreign clients, then that's another business arm where you can attract talents who are good and who has good qualification from the market, right? So that's another way of attracting right talent while promoting your business, and also come up with new projects. You know, like it's basically out of the box thinking. It's not necessarily you always think, okay, when it's come to practice, it is about audit, tax and bookkeeping and little bit of advisory, right? I'll share with you a kind of experience. Maybe you have seen the recently CBSL has released a document that is about green finance. So basically that document has certain policies or actions or strategies or initiatives that CBSL has proposed through a research on green finance and sustainability in Sri Lanka. I have shared this document with a person who is good at green finance, sustainability, and all those sustainability topics. Then that person's immediate comment was, Gerard, this is a fabulous document. We can do wonders with this type of initiatives. So I'm a typical auditor. So I have nothing to do with green finance or sustainability or agriculture, let's say agriculture, let's say solar power. So that's nothing to do, auditor has nothing to do with that, you might think. But when your contacts say, Gerard, we can do wonders, then you need to go extra mile and come up with a new project or new product to start some, look for some clients who are interested about getting the consultation for sustainability initiatives. It could be a typical agricultural farmer that you know that you are engaging with, who has sizable business and good money, but he doesn't know how to put things in a way which is more beneficial and social friendly. So then why not you think about, and then automatically you will get a few expertise who can work on those projects. And when you advertise, when you promote those credentials, then the outside people see, oh, this practitioner is a kind of a dynamic person, he's into different ventures. So why not we get there and we see what they are doing and get some experience. So that's how you build up credentials to attract good talent, right? And then always money comes to play, but money is not the only thing. Then you can think of innovative packages and incentives. Maybe you have a reasonable fixed payment allowance or manager level fixed payment, but then you come up with certain additional pluses, variable performance-based payment, non-cash benefits where you can sponsor for your good employees to pay for their exams, maybe membership fee, and maybe put them into certain community events, conferences, right? Or maybe foreign training event that you got, which you award for your employees, good employees. Then when you have those practices within your organization, outsiders will see it and they also like to come and join with you. And then it is not always, that's why I said you need to get out of your traditional ways of thinking. It is not always 8:30 to 4:30, and it is not fixed training agreements. Yes, you need to serve CA Sri Lanka, or you need to accommodate your CA trainees while you accommodate CA trainees to acquire more right talent, good talents. You can come up with certain other arrangements with people who are interested with. One would be the hybrid arrangement, where you will have arrangement for certain selected talented employees. You come up with an understanding. Look here, you can work on office for 3 days and 2 days from home, or the vice versa. And then the flexible hours. As I told you, it's not whether you stay 8 hours in the office. It's about whether you deliver on time, right? So we need to move into that. It is not you want to see that whether people are working, right? We have to get out of that mindset. But the question we need to ask whether people will deliver on time. That's the important matter at the end of the day. Then you can come up with flexible hours. And of course, then you can also look for freelance arrangement, because there are certain talented people. They don't want to get into this 2-year, 3-year contracts. Maybe not chartered profession, some other profession, but talented. Like say, okay, maybe ACCA, maybe SEMA, right? SEMA, they don't want to have what you call training requirements as such, but still, you see, they are talented. If you can come up with a good incentive arrangement plus a freelance or hybrid or flexible hours arrangement, then you can take those good talent into your organization. And the good thing is, then you can announce to say, look here, we managed to recruit such and such a person, and that, so market will see that. And then even the trainees who was trying for maybe some other firms will come and settle with you, because they will see that your way of handling things are different. You're smart. And the last one is kind of thing which I was thinking last night. Okay, let me put in this slide to discuss with you, and then you can give a try. You know, nowadays we know the cost of living. We know the cost has gone double, but unfortunately you can't compensate with the high rate of cost with your allowance or with your agreed packages, because your business also you're running with so much other issues. But having said that, if you can come up with, not for all, but for certain employees who come with different competencies, maybe you can come up with a category called dual income arrangements, where they will work for you as trainees or managers or different type of employees, while they work for you to manage their cost of living or to manage their expected compensation. You will let them focus on some other part-time jobs. It is not a surprise. It is not something not possible or something not ethical or not should not be done. If you have read the newspaper yesterday or I think today, the government is considering to allow their government employees to work in public sector also while they are in the government. So things are possible. So why not we also look at while keeping your boundaries clear, because you have certain binding arrangements with professional bodies. But what I'm trying to say is still you can do it, right? So this dual income arrangement. And also you may have another way of arrangement that maybe it's kind of variable performance based, or maybe dual income arrangement. Those days when you run a practice, either practitioner or the partners or the key employees go and look for new businesses. It doesn't matter whether it's your trainee. You explain, you give some awareness to your trainee what products you are selling, and then let trainees then say, trainee, look here, trainee, if you come with new business opportunities, we will give you an incentive compensation for the business you brought in. So those are kind of promotive avenues where your business grow, and also people would like to come and join with you, because you have very flexible arrangements and ways and means of doing things smart, right? So that's my say about acquiring the right talent. Then about retaining talent, I think it is about you. I think you remember I said like few years ago, when I read the research, they said the employee leaves the organization because of bad managers. We all know that. So it's you, how you interact with your trainees or employees to make sure that you retain their talent. So always engage. The question, the why we will lose people, the most important thing, most important root cause of losing people is disengage. We don't talk to them, we don't see them, we don't go and ask them how they're doing, right? So simple casual chat with them in a frequent basis will do the rest, right? So engage and then support. Ask about themselves, ask about their exam, ask about their family. And whenever you can do things, you do it. It's not always monetary. If you feel that you must go and visit that trainees or employees home and talk to their parents and the families and whatnot, that might be a point. Your employee start having loyalty and interest towards you. Then when they have that loyalty, they won't never leave your place, right? And show the empathy, understand that people are in serious challenges these days, and talk to them and understand them. When they know that you're listening, they will stay with you. And also, when you do work with them, tell them what is really important for you and be consistent with what is really important. Don't say something important today and change tomorrow and say, look here, forget about that particular work and do this one. So when they see that you are not consistent with what is really important, and when your directions are sort of contradiction and directions getting changed very frequently, they will feel that they won't see that they have a growth in your organization, then they leave. And then make sure that you're operating your team's GPS. So you should be the person to coach them, to mentor them, to say where to go and what to look at and how to do it. So when you have this continuous mentoring and coaching, your employees will always tend to come to you and discuss their things. And when you have that attachment, they will not leave you. And make it a land of opportunities. Always create opportunities and give them those opportunities. They might do mistakes, but explain them about their mistakes and support them not to do these mistakes again, and also to encourage them to do it better in the next time. And also give them accountability. Like the other challenge we have is we keep the accountability, or we keep everything in our control. They will just do it. They can't make decision. They can't decide on what to do and what not to do. It's all your direction they have to follow. But give them some kind of accountability and see how they're doing, and they will enjoy. They will feel I am the boss, right? So have that environment in your organization, then they will be happy. And when your team doing good things, so when they have some good news, make it a time to celebrate. It could be a birthday, so make a celebration, like monthly. When you have birthdays for your trainees, make it a time to go and have a piece of cake with them, cut the piece of cake. And also when they got through exams, openly appreciate passing exams and celebrate whatever their little wins, so they know that then you're also part of their journey. So apart from that, everyone likes to get involved with decision making. Rather, you make all your decisions. So it doesn't matter whether ultimately you take their input to make decisions, but get them involved to the decision table and listen to them and hear from them. Get their good ideas, because we never know what they're coming up with. A good example, I had a training session this afternoon for my trainees. One trainee came after the training session. He's just 1.5 years with us. And he said, sir, these days, I'm sharing the idea with you, okay? Sir, these days, our students are struggling. They can't go classes because they don't have money. Especially like he was focusing about AAT and the Chartered Foundation. because of the living cost, they won't go classes and they give up on exams. So why don't we get together and have some initiatives to teach them free about maybe AAT and Chartered Foundation. Just imagine that you're doing it now. So when you imagine, you will see the great result which will come after you do that kind of initiatives with collaboration. So that will brings you good talents to your organization. That will give you more credentials and more reputation and respect to your organization, and that will help you to keep your employees with your organization, because they know that if you look after others, they know that they will look after your own employees. So those are good things to think about. And also, while you are networking with people and you are going for community gatherings, bring them also, take them to institute events, take them to conferences, take them to different other events, and also give them opportunity to talk to different people. Ask them to go and introduce themselves and have a chit chat with people. So then they know that rather stick to office or the client place and doing 8:30 to 5:30 audit work, they have been given room to go outside and network with people and get to know new people. So they like it, right? Then you must show that you are caring about your people. I think Chamar has explained at the beginning of his intro that being you are supervising members and you being SMPs handling few number of employees, you have a day-to-day contact with them. So have that human touch and show them that you care. Show them that you listen to their problems, you understand their problems, right? And also, more important, reward at the right time, not when the staff come with their resignation. That's the biggest mistake we do. We wait without giving any opportunities, or maybe in promotions, maybe compensation, salary increments. We wait, and when your good employee come with the resignation letter, then you start the discussion. Don't do that. That will not work, because nowadays your employees, your trainees won't count on those last minute surprises. Those are not surprises, those are actually failures. So you need to understand when to reward your employee. Then they know that you are also watching their career. Then they like to stay and see what else are coming. Always not money. Money is the least option anyway to retain your employees. Then also provide guidance and supports to complete the exam, because people are struggling with the exams. That's one of the pains that have there in mind. If you can't support because of your limited time or because you're not having the right knowledge, then get involved with your network base and get some people and start kind of, after office hours, maybe allocate a kind of a time, let's say every Friday, 2 hours for upskill their knowledge for exam purpose. So something like that. And then have face for casual time. It's always not wearing suits and ties and do the office work, but there must be some casual times, maybe weekend, maybe Friday. You will forget about all the works, but just enjoy with them. Just be kind of a person who's normal person, who like to play with them, who like to sing with them, dance with them, So have those things, and then people will see that you respect the flexibility, that you respect the life more than work, right? Life beyond work. So then the third one is the upgrade talents. Now, how you make sure that when the developments are take place in the marketplace, how you make sure that you upgrade your employee? So the first and foremost, that there are multiple initiatives and CPD events from CA Sri Lanka. Make sure you attend and you encourage your best employees or the talented employees to attend. Those are kind of opportunities, because always CA Sri Lanka look for expertise to run those events. So when you come and listen to them, you will get that expertise, knowledge come from international environment. So that's good for you, and that's good for your good employees. And good thing is, when you promote your employees to go and attend, they will see that you care about their career, their advancement, their upgradation of knowledge, and that also help to retain your employees, right? And then get into CA committees. You know, CA Sri Lanka has various committees, and we are looking for members who are actively contribute to the CA initiatives. So when you get into CA committees, certain committees are there. It's all about sharing knowledge, like say CA National Conference Technical Committee, Annual Report Awards Committee, and then Student Training and Skill Development Committee, maybe, and then Accounting Standard Implementation and Implementation Committee, then audit related faculties. So all are attached to technical knowledge. So then when your teams come and join there, when you come and join there, you will get additional knowledge. So that's good for you. And then you identify your internal talents. You know, one of our partner, he has introduced a training workshops. What he has done was, he has not involved his managers, so he didn't involve. He asked trainees to arrange a workshop where certain trainees should conduct the training session based on their expertise, their talent. Let's say one trainee is good at cash and bank, the other trainee is good at property, plant, and equipment. So what they do is, they do conduct the session. Like if it is today property, plant, and equipment, if I'm good at property, plant, and equipment, I do the session. And tomorrow cash and bank, someone else will do, and I will sit and listen. So when you do that programs, eventually at the end of the program, all your employees either teach others or either participate and upgrade their knowledge, right? You can do within your organization, or you can do by collaboration with other SMPs, right? Then the social media presence. What I mean by your presence, your active presence in Facebook, LinkedIn, maybe Instagram, maybe Twitter. I don't know. I'm not using much Twitter. Not for, you know, these gossips and whatnot, which are unnecessary, or birthdays, and you know, there are so many unnecessary stuff. But what and also not just to share what you have seen. What I'm trying to say, interact with social media. When you see some new information, new knowledge comes in, read that document, read that article, and have your own comments and reshare it. Don't just share it, reshare with your comments. One, you will refresh your knowledge by putting some comments by you, because that goes to your mind. And secondly, people who see, they will see that you're also chasing behind knowledge, and you also up to date with certain new knowledge coming in, and they like to know more about you, and they will send the connection request, and eventually they will come to your network base, and they might end up coming to your organization and ask whether there are opportunities that I can work with you. Maybe the good talent will come that way. So think about it. And then the coffee time. It's not always like the formal lecture hall or a formal hall or the CA Sri Lanka level 6 that you run training programs, but you can have a coffee time where you have your employees evening coffee at your, maybe at your office or maybe somewhere outside. While you are having your coffee, you discuss certain new things, like, you know, the yesterday or day before yesterday, I heard about social security levy. So just discuss about that. What is the social security levy? How it will be applicable? How it will impact to our billings? Whether we will get penalized? I mean, a lot of things to discuss. So have that coffee and discuss. And then the other one is fast track. What I mean by fast track, you know, there's in this 3 years contract period, training period, there are specific time that you assign responsibilities for different trainees. But nowadays, you can't wait until they come to a level in the regular way. Like say, okay, after 1 year, you might think, okay, now it's good time to them to start with handling a medium to small loading. But 1 year is a very significant period comparing the nowadays time. So what you can do is you identify your new trainees who are sort of showing some talents of learning fast. Then you introduce a program like a fast track, where you have that group of people and train them to take the responsibility much earlier than expected, right? So for that, you may have your internal expertise, or you may hire some expertise on a, with a kind of understanding. So you will design a workshop, you will design a program, so you will upgrade their knowledge faster than the normal, after realizing their possibility of absorbing those. Because when you have people who can learn fast, then when you have this kind of program, that will help you to put them into a kind of a speed process, which will help you, and also they will also see they got some recognition. That's why they have been put on a fast track. And then collaboration for knowledge. So your SMPs can collaborate and organize certain training programs, like say, okay, 10 SMPs for their staff, 10 topics. You might decide, okay, I'll take this. I'm good with tax. I will cover on tax. I'm good with accounting. I will cover on that. I'm good with inventory auditing. I will take that. So likewise, you SMPs can get together and arrange some programs and conduct some training sessions. And also, if you can go as a group and maybe to discuss with CA Sri Lanka whether you can come up with such kind of arrangement among SMPs, where you will also get institute support for logistics and whatnot, right? And then they ask for the expert. If you don't have expertise around you or your SMP community for a particular area which you want to know, then you ask for the expert. Like say, maybe it could be maybe insurance industry, it could be anti-money laundering, it could be IT audit. Maybe your community doesn't have that knowledge, then you ask for an expert to come and do a kind of a workshop for you to upgrade your knowledge. So that's there. And get access to international firms events. I can remember when I was in EY, when I was running as head of training and development, there were certain requests came from other small firms that they like to send staff to attend for our trainings. So they just want our training calendar, and they will make sure X number of trainees come and attend for our training program. So why not you look around international firms and have a kind of a deal with them, understanding with them to send your staff for trainings. So those are kind of ideas came from me for you to upgrade your talents. It's not, resources are limited, resources are there. It is about how you utilize those resources. So to sum up, I think you need to have your mastermind for 4 things. One is to collaboration, for the right collaboration. Second is to come up with innovation. Third is to come up with certain differentiation. At the end of the day, you are doing the same thing like other practitioners, but do kind of a differentiation which outperform your thing compared to others. And then smart presence, the social presence, having good network, and not just presence, not just posting images and see how many likes you are getting, but smart presence mean share some knowledge, talk about some important matters to show them how good you are as a practitioner, how talented you are. Then people like to be around with you. So my last say, crisis come with so much opportunities. So this is our right time to face this situation and to make sure that we have an environment which we manage our talent to acquire, retain, and upgrade our talents. Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll take up any of your questions. Chamara?
Oh, I'm stuck. Okay, can you hear me? All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Gerard. Thank you for a good presentation. I think you have covered many areas. You provided a lot of practical insight of managing the talent, which is very important part of running a business, because our biggest assets are people. Our biggest asset is people, not about fixed asset or the receivables or receivables or anything like that. It's basically the people. If you take care of the people, if you retain the best, I think rest will look after you actually. So it's a very important part that you have to keep in mind, that it's a day-to-day job that you got to do. More the time that you spend, quality time spent with your staff, I'm sure they'll also give the quality output for you in the short term and the longer term. And you can be proud as well of the product that you generate, that you have contributed when they become professionals, very successful entrepreneur or a professional. You can be happy with their success as well. So thank you, Gerard. So I request all of you to raise questions on the Q&A sections of on the Q&A section so that I can direct those questions to Gerard. And because it's a very timely topic, as you know, we all struggle, and everyone looking forward to go overseas, looking for different sources of revenue or more income and things like that. So let me pose a few questions to Gerard actually. So Gerard, one of the things that thing is that this particular crisis, with the COVID and the now economic crisis has been a bit of a challenge for SMPs, particularly, if you look at COVID time, they didn't have business that used to have recurring income. And, we have seen the cost increase as well as, institute also revised allowances and so on. But the fees have not been significantly gone up, and they have a complaint like that as well. Or, so things as employees also, looking forward for rather the remuneration of the packages. So in that context, so I do understand that the people, when they join at the beginning of the career, is look for the exposure and experience. More than the money, as you rightly said, is because that's the foundation of a strong career. If your foundation is right, with the right knowledge and experience, I'm sure you could succeed in your life later on very well. So my question to you is, Gerard, is that if you can summarize into so in this crisis, SMP, it's important that they retain the talent, they retain the best with them, because it's important that they also run a business. They meet with all the qualities requirements or regular requirements and so on. So what sort of strategy that they could do immediately to sustain the business from until we come out of this crisis? So how could you answer that question?
Very good question, Chamara. One is I always do. Okay, one thing is like, these are small things. So let me put few strategies. Like say when it's come to, we have separate groups. When it's come to my allocation, I'm looking after some 25 trainees. I have a WhatsApp group. I have given them freedom to share their feelings, their expressions and whatnot. Rather putting any limitations. And also, I also time to time sharing certain messages to understand that they are going through troubles, and even the voice recording, because they can hear me, right? They can hear me to say that I'm understanding. So the first and foremost important thing is to talk to your people, to let them feel that you understand the problem. Because, one issue that we have is in the discussion table, the partners and managers maybe, or the key employees, they discuss about what to do, but that has not been communicated to your trainees or employees. So they don't know that you're putting effort. So they think that you don't care. So it's always important that you talk to them. You talk to them and say, look here, you understand. And also explain them what is happening on the ground, and to explain them certain initiatives that you have taken. From their point of view, actually, we also discuss internally cost of living issue. From their point of view, what you can do is, what sort of things you can do. You have to analyze your trainees and look at who you want on the ground, maybe around Colombo, on what dates. These are strategies. Maybe for some you can't work on that, some you can, but you can think of having a hybrid environment where you can have certain employees to work from home, that is out of Colombo anyway, right? Not Colombo, because why I'm saying one of the challenges the employees or the trainees having, because they're in Colombo, they have to incur so much of cost for their hostel, their meals, their transports and whatnot. So if we have ways and means to find certain employees to be at home, maybe it's flexible. I would say, like, you may need them to be on the ground for certain days. So discuss with them what really workable for them. And secondly, I would say, if that is not difficult, that is not easy, then you can do like, okay, Friday home policy kind of thing. Why Friday home? Because the weekend is coming. Then you can say, look here, Monday to Thursday you come to office or the client place. Friday Friday and weekend, depending on how you want to work, because at the end of the day, delivery is the matter. So that's work from home. So Thursday afternoon, you can go home, but you need to make sure you collect whatever relevant information from client, then you know that you have works to do at home. So kind of bringing some flexibility that they feel that, okay, they are going, why I'm saying one day, at least that one day cost that they have to incur when you're saving over 4 days per month, because these are come with numbers. Actually, I had discussion with employees. I think almost some would say high level numbers, I mean indicative numbers per day, maybe 750 to 800 rupees they are incurring, right? Okay, for meals and transport only, right? So if you can save 4 days, that means some 3,500 4,000 rupees nowadays. So that's a bigger saving for them. I mean, if you look at that way. Then thirdly, these are in different scales. You can you can find a way that to invest some of your capital, some of your reserves at this difficult time, because as Chamara said, the people is our important resource. When they feel at troubles times, you pocket out money and support them. That will be a bigger story for them to strengthen their bond with you. What you can do is maybe certain essentials. You have a separate location for certain essentials. You say your trainees, look, your trainee, if anyone wants anything, take it, right? Or if anyone want to put something, they have to take someone else. So do it in and out both ways. So you will have a kind of a charity in your organization to support trainees there. Maybe packet of noodles might help them to save some good money to manage their dinner, maybe. Because we all know that how much hard time they're spending coming to Colombo and going through this training and doing works. And then from the firm point of view, one of the initiatives that we are taking, I mean, I'm just giving one. You know that from last year, you can file tax return online. So you don't necessarily need to print your financial statements for the tax purpose at least. So those days, if you have given 3 copies to client of set of accounts, now you can reduce to 2 copies. So how many clients and how many papers you're saving? Okay. So you can think about that from the cost saving side. And also, as I told you, like if you have a work from home Friday kind of initiative, it's not just you're saving employees money for their essentials, you're saving your own overhead cost also, because no one is coming to work. So you can save that monthly overhead cost, per day cost. So likewise, because when we are asked that question, we always think big things. No need to bother about big things. Start with small things, and you will feel that big things are happening there, right? And also see how best you can avoid unnecessary client visit or transportation here and there. I mean, it's about understanding with your clients. Understand with your clients on what dates your teams are visiting, because you know that your team is visiting there, whole day is waiting for information. He will not receive anything. He is coming with empty hand, but he has spent the day, unnecessary transport cost and the effort that he has put in. He could have worked from office or work from home to do some effective work. So those kind of small steps also matters to end up with having a bigger savings after 365 days, right? Per day savings I'm talking about, but when you multiply, you can see the numbers.
Yeah, thanks, Gerard. Thank you for detailed explanation on the question. So I think you clarified a lot. Just to add on to what you said as well, in your presentation, you also talked about how Institute could help the small practitioner in terms of providing, training for that. In fact, Institute also are trying to do what you call induction training for SMPs, trying to, a couple of days training so that make sure that all the students and those small practicing firm. So, go through a more organized training as induction to covering various aspects. We have done in the past as well. We are trying to roll out also annually, and that's going to happen in the in near future. So these are some of the initiatives that, there are many other initiatives as well CA Sri Lanka has taken. But important is that you also request your students to attend those training, make use of it as well. And also we have a lot of free seminars. As you see, a lot of free seminars organized by CA Sri Lanka. So you can ask anyone who wish to learn and spend some time on listen to these eminent panel, eminent specialists talk about various current topics. So next question is also the last question also, that there's a perception that young people look trying to see a short time, in the sense that they come trying to make try stay there for a short time and go out to some other place and to move to that place, move from that place as well. So the management or the development of the particular the students or the trainee or the employee can be sometimes challenged, because you really see that talent is there and you need to shine out, that you as a supervisor member or as a leader see that the guy is the talented and you need to shine out the talent and you see his future. But unfortunately they leave. So the perception they leave short time, though you have a very long term sort of long term probably expectation on the person. So in that context, so what do you think that why do people leave? Is just that how do you make sure that they stay with your expectations? How to make sure that you produce, you motivate the right person and you produce the right talent and retain the talent as well.
I think question is to what sort of things you can do to make sure that the changing mindset of trainees to look here to why I should focus on 3 years. No, it's very difficult. Even the interview point, when you say 3 years, they might be silent, and after that HR getting a call, can I sign for 2 years, right? Or maybe can I leave after 1 year? Or maybe okay, I will stay 3 years. Can I, after 1 year, 2 years, can I get into consulting division? So those are the sort of different type of demands, which sort of giving you kind of a question mark whether this trainee or employee will retain with us. No, so I think one thing we need to do is to first to understand that they are kind of different when it's come to thinking, but what they're lacking is when it's come to their progression. Most of the time they think everything like instant, right? They take everything, they want everything instant. But we need to be very friendly and supportive characters, good leaders, to explain them success is not instant, right? Success is a long journey, because whether they are new generation or old generation, we all heading towards having a successful career. That won't change. So there, one is to share our experience, how we have come thus far, right? And also to discuss and understand where they want to go, and to explain how they can go there. I mean, be a supportive character and be a personalized person. Like, okay, if I have 10 trainees, I must have one-to-one discussions and understanding, and one-to-one plan, career plan for them. Rather, I call all 10 and say, look here, you do this and that. But out of 10, maybe 2 might find it interesting, others might find no. Oh, this person is every day talking about this and that. This not work for me. I don't want to stay this place, and I'll jump to another place. So always show them that you concern about their career, because if you ask the question from those trainees why they are here to grow their career. They are here to get something for their career development. I believe it's more than money, right? More than money, you need to show them that you respect, you also care, you are ready to appreciate, you are ready to say thank you. Let's ask from ourselves, how often we say thank you to our trainees for what they have done, right? Maybe at home, long hours, you are fixing the things that they have done that they don't know. But first say thank you, And after the project is over, explain them where they have gone wrong and guide them how to do it. Like, why I'm saying all those things, when they see that you are like a father, you are like a mentor, you are like a life coach, then they will feel, okay, they will have a kind of interest to change their mindset to stay and work. And from the other side, this 3 years training is a must, that's true, but don't apply this 3 years for everyone. I mean, it's very difficult. You need to also to negotiate to get the right talent. When you see a right talent is coming there, when you see a good CV is there, that he's having a interview with you, and when you see that, if you say that, okay, fine, you can stay 2 years, that he will say yes. Don't make it 3 years mandate. Don't come and say, look here, see, Sri Lanka has a requirement of 3 years and you to complete chartered, you need to stay 3 years. Yeah, he need to complete 3 years doesn't mean that he should stay my place 3 years, right? So if you want to get talent, let's have the deal for 2 years and treat him very well that 2 years. He might end up saying, look here, not another 1 year, I will stay for another 2-3 years with you. Because it's a kind of when we take people, we don't know each other, but it's all about how we work with them. So I think Chamara, it's all about, we need to show them that we care, so the rest will be done.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you, Gerard. We have taken more time as well. 12 minutes more than the scheduled time. So thank you, Gerard, for very, very interesting presentations. You have covered many aspects. I'm sure it will be very useful for SMP practitioners who are looking forward for start on practice, and also the practitioners, the members who are already in practice. So thank you once again, Gerard, and also for all those who are joining. Thank you very much for joining in. We look forward to your participations for the look forward for your participation in the upcoming webinar series as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Chamara. Thank you, everyone, for listening and taking something insightful and meaningful. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.